Ashley Madison is a controversial married dating website where people often engage in extramarital affairs. But one thing they say is a big no-no is having an affair with a colleague. Ashley Madison's Chief Strategy Officer, Paul Keeble, is here to explain why office affairs should be off limits. And he also has some ideas he wants to share about helping couples to stay together. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Aubrey. Thanks for having me on this morning.
Well, thank you for joining us. You know, in the past year, we've heard about, well, not even just in the past year, but over time, we often hear about high profile people, often male leaders, that end up having to resign because of some type of office affair. And it is disastrous. Why do you say this is an absolute no-no?
Well, I think for two reasons. First, selfishly, workplace is the number one competitor for our business. But more importantly, what we've seen as recently as a month ago with the revelation that Bill Gates was having an affair while at Microsoft is that companies are no longer willing to put up with it, and you're risking your career. And that goes for both participants, including the more senior person. Bill Gates had to step down from the board of directors at Microsoft, a company that he founded. That's an astonishing change.
Paul, do we know how common those types of affairs and relationships are?
It's hard to put a number on it simply because a lot of these things are very quiet, hush hush. A lot of NDAs are signed when people exit the company. But we know anecdotally that the vast majority of affairs over the modern history have occurred in the workplace because we spend so much time there. And as we transition back to the workplace, this is really an advice campaign to people is to not take that risk because you're putting your marriage as well as your career on the line.
And a lot of people would say, you know, if you're in a committed relationship, cheating in general is not ideal. But why is it especially disastrous in that work setting with a colleague?
Well, again, focusing solely on consensual affairs, companies are realizing the risks that affairs can bring to the workplace, particularly when an affair can dissolve and one party is left feeling hurt, or if there's even an appearance that there's an impropriety, not just the affair, but that somebody may or may not have been seeking an advancement in the workplace. And those activities, from a pure financial perspective, are a risk that boards are no longer willing to take. We've seen the CEO of Intel, McDonald's, Boeing, and Microsoft forced out of their companies and forced out of different positions from having consensual affairs. It's just a high risk behavior that we, the experts in infidelity, would tell you not to take.
Well, and it's true. Yeah, there's a lot of implications. So you have a site, and it's built on people who want to step out on their significant other. So it does happen, whether it's at work or not.
Correct. We have more than 22,000 people joining every day. So clearly, we're servicing a market that is in need of a place. And we think it's a better place because it's between two mutually consenting adults outside of your social circles, outside of the workplace. And so it leads to the potential of having a much more successful or undiscovered affair.
All right, Paul. So I'm not familiar with this area of relationships, but why do people cheat? Why do people want to have these affairs outside of their main or their primary relationship?
It's a great question. And a lot of people, take the Hollywood script and think it's simply men looking to take these activities. And that's just not true. Our business wouldn't exist without the other half. And so we actually worked with Dr. Alicia Walker from the University of Missouri. And she did two studies, one on why women cheat and why men cheat. And it really flips the script in terms of why this happens. Women are primarily, if not exclusively, looking for a physical aspect to their affair. There's something missing from an intimate standpoint in their marriage, and they seek these activities out as a way to maintain their marriage, which really is a contradictory concept. Men, interestingly, cheat primarily for emotional validation. They want to be wanted, and that feeling dissipates within a marriage over years, and men seek that validation out through our website. And so those two activities are really different than what we're continually told, but obviously leads to potentially, interestingly, much more happier marriages.
All right. So do you have more men or women that are coming to your site? Where is it more prevalent?
That's a really great question too, because a lot of people always assume that it's just men. And we actually brought Ernst & Young in to validate our membership. And so when they reviewed our membership in 2017, it showed that globally, the ratio of active females to active paid males was 1.1 females for every one male. In fact, we had slightly more women. So in some countries, we have 2 to 1 females to males. In the US, Yeah, interesting. But in the US, it's roughly zero point 0.7 females for every one male.
Oh my goodness. And you say that there's some data that shows that sometimes affairs can actually have a good effect on a relationship?
Absolutely. I mean, our whole business is predicated on the idea of a successful affair not being discovered. And we hear all the time from our members, particularly from our female members, who tell us, I am now a better wife, I am a better mother, and I'm a better lover. Because the thing that was missing from their affair is now being met. That need is being met. And they almost always tell us that they love their husbands. They love their family and they don't want to lose that, but they're unwilling to go through life without having that aspect of intimacy and affection absent for the next 10, 15, or 20 years.
All right, Paul, thank you for your insights this morning. And you can find more from Ashley Madison on Twitter at Ashley Madison.